What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Lawn Shark channel. So today we are going to do a little bit of an update and we are going to do some fertilizing of the lawn. But I wanted to give you guys a little bit of good news, at least it's good news for me, and that is that it looks like the Bermuda is finally kicking in. So I want to show you what that looks like up here in the front lawn, and in the back it's looking great as well with the fescue. But let's take a look at this real quick. So when you look at the lawn, we still have a little bit of striping. We had a bunch of rain this morning, and so I wanted to mow the lawn, but I'm not going to mow it today. So I figured I'd do a little bit of fertilizing, but I do want to show you how good this is starting to look. And we still have a lot of perennial ryegrass, but you can actually see where these, kind of bare spots are. That's all Bermuda that's growing in right in there in those areas. And then when we take a look a lot closer, like that's all perennial ryegrass, but then right next to it is Bermuda. So I'm keeping it pretty short, and I'm not going to be cutting it any longer than this. So we've got the reel mower going on up here, and we're going to keep doing it at about 1/2 inch. I think that's the perfect height for now. Maybe as the summer goes on, we may lower it down to 3/8 of an inch, but 1/2 inch is perfect. So let me show you the fescue in the back, because that's looking really thick and nice as well. So as we come to the back, now if you guys remember, all of this was Bermuda, and then we overseeded with that GCI fescue and the tall fescue, and it looks really good. In fact, you can't see really where the tall fescue seeding was and where all the sod was, because it's all kind of grown in together. And then I did do a little bit of overseeding of the tall fescue all along this whole back area back here, and so you get to see it all look blended really well together. I do have a couple of bare spots, but the grass is so thick that you can barely see like where these bare spots are. And since the fescue does not creep, it does not spread, really the best thing you can do with the fescue is just keep doing what I'm doing now, which is to leave it at about 3.5 inches, almost 4 inches right now. And that makes it look really, really nice and thick. I love the way this is looking. I wasn't super thrilled about getting fescue, but I can't complain about the results. I think it looks fabulous, and it's just cutting really well. And I keep my blades nice and sharp so it doesn't look like it's got that jagged edge on the top, and that seems to be doing a trick. But I'm really, really happy with the fescue back here. And now that the trees are all filled in with all the leaves, we can really start to expect to get a lot more shade back here, and the fescue is really going to continue to thrive. We are at the end of May, which means that it is going to start getting hot. Last year, right at the middle of June, we got 100-degree temperatures. I fully expect that that's probably going to happen again this year, but we'll see how this fescue does. I know that the Bermuda is going to love it, so I'm super looking forward to that. But the fescue, we'll have to see how it does. It should be fine. I mean, we're going to take care of it. In fact, one of the things that we're going to be doing in order to mitigate some of that stress is we're going to go ahead and do another fertilizer application. And today I am going to do a liquid fert. So let's take a look at what we're going to be putting down today. All right, so as you guys know, I typically like to work off of the back of my truck, but my truck is in the shop. So I had to come out with my WWF table and work off of that today. So at the beginning of the video, you guys probably saw me putting together this pump sprayer. It's actually a Petra product. I have been wanting a new pump sprayer that was battery powered. I have my big 4-gallon, that's a pump sprayer, manual pump, and I really like it, but it's one that I use mostly for killing stuff. So I'm using herbicides and insecticides in there, and so I didn't want to use it as a fertilization tool. And I typically use a hose end sprayer, which I really like. I get a lot of grief from a lot of people. Nathan, you know who you are. But I do get a lot of grief from people saying that, it clogs up and has problems. I actually like it. The only thing I don't like about it is that I have to do quite a few fillings in order to get things done. And that was starting to get a little bit annoying. So I decided to go ahead and get one of these. I didn't want something huge. So this is just a little 2-gallon. It's battery powered. I just have to pull the handle and we're good to go. And I can do one of these for the front and one of these for the back, and then I'm pretty much done. A lot of easy peasy type of work. Anyway, so that's why I got it. I think it'll be good. This is not a free product. I paid for this myself. It is not sponsored. But if you guys want one of these, I'll put a link in the description for Amazon where I got this if you want one of these. But we'll be testing it out and we'll see how it goes. But I got the Petra because I've heard really good things about it and I'm hoping it's going to do well. So anyway, that's what we're doing. Today we are going to do a little bit of green pop, and it's an 1801, so it's mostly nitrogen. I just want to keep getting that top growth going with the lawn. So nitrogen is really what's going to be pushing up a lot of that growth. I don't need any phosphorus right now, so that's the 0 in this. We don't need any phosphorus, so we're not going to be doing any of that. And it's got a little bit of potassium, plus it's got a bunch of other things like iron and other things in this product, but mostly I'm looking for the nitrogen. Just keep getting that good top growth going as everything is developing in the spring. And then I'm also going to use a little bit of humic. Well, it's really a soil supplement, really is the reason why I'm doing this. I try and do as many things as I possibly can to give my soil as much energy and as much nutrients in it as possible for my grass. And so I'll be doing a lot of these Green County products. I will say that, you know, because they have been in storage for a little while, you do want to be a little bit careful when you use this, because you want to make sure you shake it really well, but you also want to strain it because there could be some particles in here and we don't want to clog this. That was the biggest complaint that we had with the hose and sprayers, that it did get clogged up quite a bit because of the fact that there were a lot of particles, but we'll mitigate that. This thing comes with a little strainer that will actually help get rid of those particles and we should be fine. PPE, you probably want to use gloves with this, not because there's anything really toxic about it, but it's because it is kind of a black color and it will stain your hands for a little while. And so unless you want streaks across your hand, you probably want to wear some gloves. But like I said, those are the two big things. Just make sure you shake it really well, make sure you use some gloves to keep from staining your hands, and then also to keep the particles, keep particles out of the pump sprayer because it will clog it up. So for this GreenePunch, we are going to be doing 16 ounces per 1,000. It's another reason why I like using this instead of a hose end, because we're going to fill it up most of the way and we'll have to do it 4 times because we're going to do about 1,000 square feet with that. So we're going to be doing 16 ounces per 1,000 of this. And it says 3 to 9 ounces per 1,000 of humic. I'll probably stick to the 3 for now. And we'll be doing 2 gallons. So that means I'll do 32 ounces of the GreenePunch, and then we'll do 3 ounces of the humic. I'm sorry, 6 ounces of the humic in the 2 gallons of water. So the way I like to do this, I like to fill it up just a little bit with some water so that it go ahead and start diluting, and then we'll fill it up the rest of the way, give it a good stir, and then get to town. So let's get to it. Like I said, this has this little strainer, so you do want to use that to keep those particles out. You want to give this a good mix, good shake. And then we want to use 32 ounces, which is right to the top of this thing. And this will cover the front, and then I'll do another equal amount for the back. As you can see, there are particles in there. And in fact, this is not going through very fast. All right, do the humic. Whew, that's a lot of junk. So we will fill it up the rest of the way. And that'll help agitate it a little bit. This is what will cover the entire front yard. And then we'll come back and do another mixture for the back. All right, so for that front pass, apparently my pace was a little too fast and I had to go through it twice. So in the back, I'm going to go much slower. Wow, there's still a lot of stuff in here. Oh, no, there isn't. It's just a lot of particles. So we'll do the exact same thing, same mixture in the back, and then we will we'll slow down our pace and hopefully just do one time around instead of having to do it twice. Oh man, there's a lot of particles on this. Holy crap, look at all this junk. Sheesh. Well, all right, folks, so that's pretty much it. Sorry about the mowing noise, but I guess my neighbor is mowing the lawn again. I mean, hey, it's that time of the year again, so you can't blame a guy for working out and getting this stuff done. So pretty happy about how the temperatures are. Today's actually really nice and cool. We had all that rain, and so it cooled things down. And typically I would want to water this fertilizer in, get a little bit of water into it. But because we had so much rain today, and because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a humid evening with lots and lots of dew, I don't have to worry about adding any extra moisture. So I think we're gonna be okay. And but you know, like I said, I'm putting down the fertilizer today simply because I want to make sure that I'm mitigating the upcoming heat that's coming. It doesn't feel hot today, but I know within a month or so, it's gonna be blazing hot. And especially back here in this fescue that looks amazing right now, we wanna make sure that we are giving it the best opportunity to survive the heat of the summer, especially as it's coming up in June, July, and August. But right now it's super, super healthy and we're super happy about it. So we wanna keep going with that. The front, like I showed you, Bermuda's coming in. The perennial ryegrass looks great, but as soon as that heat hits, that thing's gone. So the Bermuda's coming in at right the perfect time. So we should be good. Height of cut's good. Everything is great. I'm pretty happy. We've got fertilizer down today. And the one thing I did notice is we are getting a bunch of like weeds up in the front. And like I told you before, I wanted to wait until the Bermuda started coming in before I started putting any kind of an herbicide up there. But we will be doing some T-zone up there to make sure that we get rid of some of the clover and everything else that's coming up over there. We do have a couple of spots back here that we may touch up because again, I didn't do a full spray of the T-zone. I wanted to do some spot spraying. So this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a good application across the front and then pick up any areas that we may need back here. So that's what's coming up. Tomorrow I'll be out here with the mowers and I will be mowing this. I'll probably just do a quick video for you guys and just show you how it's looking before and after the mow. So that'll be tomorrow when things dry out a little bit in the afternoon. But super excited, man. This is like the first year in many years that I can actually start hitting the lawn and just not have to worry about a bunch of projects. It's been 2 years of battle with this yard and I think we're finally in a good spot so that we should be in good shape coming up this year. So stay tuned as we keep taking care of business this year. And we've got some planters that we're putting in. We've got some landscaping that we're finishing up. But yeah, it's gonna be a good year. I can feel it now. You know, I should knock on wood because that hasn't been the case for the last few years. But I think this year we're in good shape. So stay tuned. Really appreciate all of the growth that we have seen this year on the channel, which has been really great. I really appreciate all the support. If you guys are watching this video and you have not subscribed, I'd appreciate a subscription if I've earned that. But if you like this video, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. And if you want to be notified of future videos, don't forget to hit that bell. And we will see you on the next one. Have a great week, everybody.